As Europeans, we don't remember those first 2 days very well. We only remember Sunday. The build-up to Ryder Cup is probably one of the longest build-ups there is in any tournament we play in golf. We get there Monday afternoon. By Friday, you're just pulling your hair out, hoping to get going. It's going to be busy. It's going to be raucous. But that's what you want. Sergio and I, that was no surprise.
First on the tee, representing Europe, Luke Donald.
We performed well before. We've been unbeaten, I think, in 2 Ryder Cups. Both of us were just a touch off our game. They were on top of us most of the round. When you're playing away from home, the last thing you want is big roars. And Keegan was producing a few of those. Yeah, it was disappointing to lose. I think I was told after we lost that I was going to be rested. I wasn't feeling 100% healthy. They felt they wanted to rely on me Saturday, on Sunday. I actually spent most of the afternoon back in the hotel. When you've been beaten by a pairing once, you want to get revenge. Lee and I didn't play our best game. We struggled. And they played great. You're trying your hardest, but things aren't going your way and you don't really see a way out of it. You feel a bit lost. You're getting that feeling of like, why is this happening? You notice in the corner of your eye, your opponents are celebrating, they're smiling, their shoulders are back, and everything's going well for them. To finish on the 12th green, it's just one of those things that happens. There wasn't much to say at that point in the European camp. I mean, we were getting beaten pretty good. It seemed like for 1.5 days we weren't getting any of those breaks, and it was tough. Sergio got us off to a great start, hit it stiff on the first. Suddenly I think we were 2 up after 2, right? We hadn't been up in a match. I finally felt like I was making some putts. We were ham and egging it pretty well. Playing against Tiger, arguably one of the best players ever to play the game. expect him to come back and make some birdies. 16, I hit it way over the green, I remember that. And Tiger hit it close and made birdie, and I'm thinking, you know, here goes Tiger again. We just knew we had to scrap for every point, and you know, to give away a 4-up lead after 9 holes and lose a match, that would have been the end of Europe. That would have destroyed us. We couldn't let that happen. Still in the back of your mind, you think, well, we're still 1 up, but there's 2 holes to go, and we still potentially could lose this match. Especially when Tiger steps up and knocks it to 5 feet on 17. It was a pretty big amphitheatre. You could see everyone there. You notice the crowds. It doesn't happen very often. The rest of it's kind of a blur. You don't really see who's around you. You know, it might be a President Bush watching and you have no idea. I mean, you're not looking around in the crowd like that. You're totally focused on your match. I don't know, I've always kind of enjoyed those holes where the ball drops out of the sky. You're looking at it, is it going to be right? Is it enough? Is it too much? It was perfect. I remember just walking off and high-fiving with Sergio and just being pretty happy about coming up with the goods when I needed to. I'm kind of a ready golfer. I can't remember for sure, but I'm guessing I didn't take much time over that part. I bet the crowd were almost still quietening down while I was over it. It was 2.5 feet. Yeah, people have missed putts that length, and especially under that pressure. Yeah, did a pretty good putt, went in the hole. At that point, you're in the hands of your opponents. Steve Stricker doesn't miss many putts. You got away with it a little bit. Again, a half point wouldn't have been devastating, but it would have been pretty tough to take, having been 4 up. During the match, you want to beat the hell out of them. But yeah, when it's all said and done, you don't want to see people go through that. But at the same point, they were still up, you know, and they were up pretty big. So didn't want to feel too sorry for them. You know, he's an animal when it comes to the Ryder Cup. You know, I'm a little more subdued. Probably not going to fire up people as much as Poulter does. His energy really, you know, ran through all of us. And we just sort of got back to the hotel just a lot more energized. Jose sat down with all of us around a table and went round individually to everyone. He said, "Where would you like to play in the order?" And I said, "I'd like to play near the top." I didn't say the top, but I said near the top. We all left and went back to the hotel, not knowing exactly what the order was. And I was in the hotel, getting in the elevator, and Bubba Watson's caddy was in the elevator too. And he said, "I'll see you tomorrow morning." I was like, "Oh, is the draw out?" You know, I didn't know. And he said, "Yeah, we're playing against each other first out." And, you know, and I think even then, the heart rate went up a little bit. You know, it's different set of feelings that I haven't really felt in a Ryder Cup, because I've gone 4th, 5th in the lineup. I've gone later. I felt really honoured, to be honest, that Ollie would have that trust in me to send me out, expecting me to win. Americans love the hoop ball. They love Bubba. He's a southern guy. They've got that mentality, you know. He's got a lot of following. As soon as I hit the drive and looked up and saw it sailing down the middle, swiped that tee off the ground and I was off and running. And it was probably the best drive I hit all week. You know, I knew what to expect with Bubba. He's a little twitchy, he's a little nervous. He was going to get the crowd going. I was straight down the middle, he was in the right rough. First screen when you're feeling a little bit more tension and nerves, and he's got this really soft touch, little left to right putt down the hill. Just pours it straight in the middle, and I've hit 2 great shots to about 8 feet and thinking got a good chance to get one up. The last thing I wanted to was give Bubba a lead because, again, he's a confident player. You know, I stepped up and followed him in. That was my single most important part of the day. I really hadn't missed a shot up until that point. It was just a soft 5-iron for me. 2 up pretty early. I'm feeling pretty good about where I was. Tough hole. I kind of got in between clubs. Well, I'm thinking, yeah, there's about 20,000 people around this hole, and I just hit it 20 yards into the water. I mean, they must be thinking, who is this golfer? You know, why is he so rubbish? You just go back to, well, I've still got an opportunity. You know, don't give up. You never give up. Kind of just, okay, happened. You're gonna get up and down and see what you can do. Make a par, you can have the hole. Huge momentum killer for Bubba. You know, he thought, I'm going to get back to 3 down, and he stayed at 4. The biggest key in match play is to just make them think they have to do more than they have to. I got to that stage where Bubba felt like he was playing pretty good, but it wasn't good enough. Now I'm thinking, why the hell didn't I hold that putt on 14? No, I think 14 I probably just got a little bit ahead of myself. .15 again. You know, Bubba did what he had to do. Made birdie. I had a chance, you know, and I keep telling myself, you know, I'm giving myself birdie opportunities. I'm not really giving the holes to him. I hope he's not going to pull a polter and birdie every hole coming in. .16, you know, I'm thinking, I've got it now. I'm going to win this match, you know, 3 up. And he goes and chips it in. I guess You always have that in the back of your mind that your opponent's going to do something miraculous, and he did it. I'm just trying not to panic. I'm wishing the match was over about 40 minutes ago. The longer this goes, the more hope I'm giving him. Suddenly, here I am, 2 up, playing 17. I think when Bubba hit, maybe he got a little bit of downwind.
Are you kidding me?
And hit it, way over the green. I kind of clubbed down slightly where I wanted to be pin high or less. Being pumped up, I maybe hit it 4 or 5 yards further than I wanted to. But I wasn't too worried. I've always felt pretty comfortable at the bunker. When I hit it, a little bit of side spin, and I knew it came out perfectly. Bubba said, pick it up. Felt pretty good about my chances then. He played it pretty quickly, and he went for the chip and run. When it was trundling down the hill, so it might have a chance to get there and run on, but just came up a bit short. When you're 4 up and have a 4-footer on 14 to close the match, and suddenly you're on 17 green, and it's just a lot of relief and joy at the same time. I played so solid and played so well, and really didn't give him much of a chance. And to close out the match and get that first point on the board was a special feeling. To win on Sunday, going out number 1. Hopefully I validated Jose's decision to put me out first. There was just pure amazement that we'd been able to pull this off. One of the greatest comebacks in all of sport. We thought we had a chance. We liked how the singles stacked up. Still 4 points down. It only been done once or twice ever in the history of the Ryder Cup, someone coming back from that much. And I think it was just the amazement of wow, we actually did it. We pulled it off. And being away on foreign soil, I think it's just pure amazement. We just couldn't believe we'd done it, and the only reaction is to stare into your teammates' eyes and give them a big hug and woohoo! I don't know, what else can you do? fuzzy. I remember Poulter coming in. I remember looking at Keimer. Just the look on his face. I was just sort of studying him a little bit.
Well done, boys!
I don't know. I can't remember exactly what I did. I'm sure the cameras will show it, but I was probably standing on top of a bench and there's probably a big grin on my face, I bet.
I think you were singing quite loudly.
Was I singing? Yeah. Look at the different emotions on the closing ceremony. I mean, I've seen pictures of Keegan sitting next to Jim Furyk and Jason Duffner, and you know, I think they were 3 in a row right there, and the looks on their face, you know, they just lost their soul. On the other side, just flying. You know, not rubbing it in, but just amazed that we pulled this off. I don't think you necessarily have to judge, you know, how people play and, you know, whether they can stand up to pressure. If you made that team, you can stand up to pressure and perform, but the emotions and the different looks, you know, you see more animation from me that week than any other week. You know, it just changes you as a golfer, as a person, and that's why we love that event. We want to play that event every year, no matter what. Some of the best memories for me and some of the best moments were hearing people's stories, you know, weeks, months afterwards. I was in this pub and we were there till 3 in the morning and it was going crazy and we couldn't believe it, and drinks flying everywhere, and you know, and just countless stories of where people were, and they remember where they were when Keimer held the putt, and we'd made that comeback. And you know, I think because of that, it will go down as one of the greatest sporting comebacks ever.